What's happening, people? Welcome to another stream, ladies and gentlemen. Glad to have you here on this beautiful Saturday. For the benefits of those that are going to be watching this behind, it is the 4th of Jan 2025, ladies and gentlemen. I had to remind myself it's 2025. It's 30 minutes until that FPL deadline. Gaming 20 is near us. And yeah, just excited to be back. Hopefully the internet won't do me bad like it has done for the past few weeks. I don't know what I can say because it doesn't give me issues with anything. It's actually fiber. So yeah, I try my level best. I'm actually streaming on another screen to actually see myself, so I have tried to use a different Wi-Fi for that. Hopefully that will help. As you can see, I'm representing the red side of Manchester in this gloomy or gloomy, should I say, season. But yeah, we're here in the good and the bad times, even though I've always been here in the bad times. But yeah, let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to share my screen just now. Hope you're all doing fabulous. I've actually been watching Test cricket. I haven't watched that for like years. I haven't watched Test cricket for over a decade. It was first love. And yeah, I've actually lost love with Test cricket because all those great players have actually retired. I'm South African. The likes of Ashimamla, Graham Smith, Dean Elgar, AB de Villiers, Jacques Callis, Del Steyn, Van Alphenlander, the list goes on. But yeah, I've actually enjoyed today watching it. I think his name is Ryan Rickleton and Kyle Farina. Yeah, they hitting the ball all around Newlands. So yeah, after this, I'll continue watching that just before the Premier League matches. So yeah, this is not a cricketing stream, but yeah, let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Last week I wildcarded actually. I got a whooping 74 points. Yeah, it was a red arrow. It didn't go well, if I'm being blatantly honest. But somehow I am still happy with my team, especially coming into this week. It could have easily been a green arrow had I played Lewis Hall, which I was actually deliberating. It's not just a hindsight decision that I'm saying. I actually should have played Lewis Hall. I'm a United fan. I tipped Newcastle to win 3-0, and yet I still benched Lewis Hall. United could have scored a goal or two from Newcastle's mistake, but yeah, there was a Newcastle victory all the way. I kept Dean Henderson, whom I actually ridiculed all season, saying I can't wait to get rid of him. But my relationship with him looks like it's gonna be for the whole season. Another whooping 2-pointer from him. That's his specialty. So yeah, I take that. Against Southampton, man, like come on, I doubled up on the Crystal Palace defense. It didn't pay off, but yeah, what's his name? Jordan Pickford came in with 1 point nonetheless. In defense, Gabriel, 2-pointer. I'm actually glad Arsenal conceded because I only have one Arsenal player. So I think a clean sheet was going to give me a slight red arrow because of a lot of managers having two. But yeah, it looks like they are looking to get rid of Gabriel actually. And then Munoz, very unlucky, man. Like if you had Munoz, you deserved a double figure haul, man. I think he could have scored. He should have scored. He missed a sitter from 2 yards. Yeah, he just shot straight at the defender while the keeper was not actually in the width of the post. So yeah, bad finishing, but I just love having him. He actually has, I think, the best XG the whole season of all defenders, best XG. Last game, he had an XGI of 0.60. Like, if most midfielders produce that, I'll be happy with them. For a defender. Yeah, but funny enough, I think I'll be benching him as well this week, but we will get into my team later. Timothy Castagne. Robinson is the better pick, but there's 0.8 difference in there. So yeah, I just had to save the money. I don't think Robinson is 0.8 better. even though Robinson has the most assists of any defenders this season. So hopefully Castagna can at least match Anthony Robinson. Then in midfield, I have Gordon with 6-pointer, had an assist at Old Trafford. Cole Palmer with a 2-pointer. If you actually captain Cole Palmer, I feel a bit, you should feel a bit unlucky, to be fair, because I just actually watched the highlights now because I was trying to remind myself what happened. He hit the bar from a free kick, right? He assisted the Felix goal, which was marginally offside. So he could have easily got double figure goals. And he hit the upright from a shot out of the 18-yard area just before halftime. So if you captain Cole Palmer instead of Mo Salah last week, I think you were a bit unlucky, but I don't know why you would have gone with that, because history just tells us that Salah is permanent captain, at least for now. Diego Jota comes into my wild card, hasn't started. I actually had him as a 1-week punt before my wild card with Leicester. He played 12 minutes. He came in last week. He got in a goal, which was assisted by Salah. Yeah, I think they are better Liverpool options, but I am hoping that in the long run, ahead of the double game week that Liverpool will have in game week 24 or 25, he will have nailed his position back in the lineup. As we saw earlier in the season, he's the preferred number 9, but Luis Diaz is doing very well right now, so I expect Luis Diaz to play. So I'm a bit mad that I could have went Luis Diaz on the wild card, but I just believe in Diogo Jota. I like him being a differential 7.2, number 9 for Liverpool. Hopefully something happens. You don't wish injuries on Gakpo or Diaz, maybe illness, Nyana, you see, just so that I can have Jota play. So hopefully, you never know. Then Salah, permanent captain, I won't say much about him. The guy is ridiculous. He actually underperformed, I think. He should have gotten at least 20 points there. But I take that. Then Isak, his points don't count anymore because, almost every man and his dog are bringing in Alexander Isak into the team. If you have Erling Haaland and you don't have Isak, it's an easy move, ladies and gentlemen. You transfer Isak in because he's on penalties. He's matching Haaland. He's actually outperforming Haaland, and he's almost 5 million cheaper than Isak. More expensive than Isak. So Isak is a no-brainer. If you don't have Isak, bring him straight in your team. You save 5 million. You can use the 5 million elsewhere to upgrade other positions, to bring people like Trent Alexander-Arnold or double Liverpool attack. I just think Haaland for now is of no use, man, because you don't captain him. He's the most expensive player. Even if he scores a goal, which is not good enough. You need Haaland to be scoring your 15, 16, 17 pointers for him to be worth the price, But what can I say? João Philip Mateta, I think I'm gonna regret this transfer, this move. I saw he's been blanking in his last 4 games before I brought him in a wild card. He did nothing against Southampton. The fixtures look good. My aim is just to have him until game week 30. Look at these beautiful fixtures. Even today, the Chelsea fixture, I expect Palace to score. Hopefully, he can be in and amongst the goals. But the fixtures are just too good to ignore. But I know it's one of those where you bring someone because of the fixtures and you leave better picks like Chris Wood, whom, I deserve to be where I am by not owning Chris Wood, to be fair. Like, he's overperforming. His stats are not good, but it's just one of those. It reminds me of the Leicester City season when I kept on not having Vardy and Mahrez. I'm like, they're gonna not perform like this every week. They're gonna not perform like this. Tough fixtures came in. I'm like, I'm not getting them. Before you know it, they're just. I think Forest are heading into that direction. I played the wild card last week, and I have no Forest in my team, which it's not a good decision. I don't think. Watkins was the reason why I didn't select Trent Alexander-Arnold. He got the golden assist. He still performed against Arnold, but with the Duran red card, I'm happy that I actually have Watkins, who got me 12, and now I'm happy that Rogers got a suspension because he's matching Watkins for less. So hopefully Watkins can repay this, because most managers don't have any Villa attacking. So for me to have Watkins today, hopefully there are goals in there, man. He's on penalties now, and hopefully as well, John Duran can get a few more games of suspension, because he's been charged for how he reacted to the red card. So for now, he's only just missing the Leicester game and the West Ham game for the FA Cup. He's expected to return against Everton, but if he gets a ban, remember Kudus, he got a 3-match ban, but it was added with two games because of how he reacted when he got the red card. I think it was against Arsenal. I don't know what it was. Yeah, but it was a home game from what I remember. So if he is to miss 2 more games, there will be Everton and Arsenal away. And when Kudus comes back, hopefully he comes into the Champions League and Watkins gets these games. But yeah, if I see that I've made a mistake, I'll easily sell Watkins to Wood, and I will upgrade someone in my defense to Trent Alexander-Arnold for the double game week. I think that was just a bad decision, me not having him. But yeah, I'm hoping Jota, man. Come on, come through, Jota. My bench, Lewis Hall, man. I'm not just saying it because of the 12 points, but I should have played him ahead of Timothy Castagne. That's 11-point difference. That's me getting a green arrow, and it's happy days. Amagialo, United. I'm a United fan. I said I won't choose United players, but I just think our fixtures are too good, especially after this game week. So hopefully when we get some goals, if we get some goals, Diallo can be involved, because we have Southampton in game week 21, Brighton at home. Okay, Fulham away is difficult, but Palace at home, Spurs away, Everton away, Ipswich at home. These are games which we can get a goal, man, and hopefully Diallo will be involved in that. But yeah, I went with the 2 playing goalkeepers this time around. I want to switch around because Henderson was like, I just don't want to have Henderson by himself. But you know what I do? Once I get a goalkeeper, then I break them in a way, because Jordan Pickford has returned in his last 4 games. Before I played him, I had him. I bring him on a wild card. He has 1 pointer, but I don't mind that since he was on my bench. So yeah, that's the team, ladies and gentlemen. 74 points. I'm not too disappointed. I know that my team is a bit different from everybody else's. I have tried to swerve away from the template. I'm hoping that people move towards my team, which means my team is actually doing well. So yeah, because I have that expensive strike force, Isak over 9 million, then Watkins 8.9. I have Jota and Gordon. Not a lot of people have 2.7 and a half midfielders in there. So hopefully people can try swerve to my team. I wanted to keep a Liverpool spot open because of the double game week. Remember, Liverpool have a double game week coming up in game week 24-25. It's not yet confirmed, but yeah, that's where I'll be triple captaining Salah. So with that in mind, it will, closer to the game week, the double game week, it will make me decide who I want as the Liverpool third pick, because I think Jota will be my long-term pick. I'll persist with him. Even if he doesn't play, I'll just play Diallo, especially next week, because Liverpool have Forest and United of Southampton, so I can just move it around like that. So I will see, because there's also, remember, the assistant manager chip, which comes in game 24, ladies and gentlemen. So if you have 3 players, you can't have the manager. So I have left that spot to see maybe if I want Arne Slot. But yeah, we'll decide closer to it. It is a bad decision not having Trent, but what can I do? It is what it is. I don't have no money in the bank. My team for this week, I'm rolling now. The plan for me is to roll as many transfers as possible, especially leading up to the double game week. I'm planning to roll all 5. I'm on 0 now. This week I'm not making a transfer. Next week, hopefully, no transfer. Hence why I have a strong bench to cater for if someone gets injured. And if it's not a long-term injury, I can just put them in the bench. Looking into my team, ladies and gentlemen, I am having a lot of dilemmas. I'm actually not happy with how my defense is, but let's go get into it. Jordan Pickford, yeah, he comes into the team now. I expect Chelsea to score, so Dean Anderson goes to the bench. Gabriel, yeah, I just have him because you never know when he gets that brutal header. You know, he could have scored the game week before previous against Ipswich. He missed a sitter. Then I'm actually currently having Joachim Andersen and Timothy Castagne. I expect Ipswich to score. So is it wise of me to have the double Fulham defense? But I have Munoz, who's just so attacking, as well as Lewis Hall. That's my dilemma right now. Do I bench Anderson and play one of Munoz or Lewis Hall? Come to think of it, Tottenham, they don't have their first team goalkeeper, Vicario. They don't have Destiny Udogi. They don't have, what's his name? Romero. They don't have Van der Ven. So 4 of the 5 first starting back 5 is out. There have been illnesses now to their second choice goalkeeper, who, to be fair, is rubbish, in Fraser Forster. Maybe that's a good thing for them. I saw that Raghu Dragusin is also ill. I saw that, what's the kid's name? Gray, Archie Gray, who's been playing centre half, who's been playing well, is also ill. James Madison is ill. They've been hit by illness at the Spurs camp, ladies and gentlemen. So my other half is like, play Lewis Hall or play Munoz, because Munoz is just so attacking, man. Like, it's just so attacking. So I'm confused what to do. But the bread and butter of a defender is the clean sheet. I expect Fulham to keep clean sheet, or there's more chances of Fulham keeping a clean sheet than there is of Tottenham, of Newcastle or even Chelsea. Like, I know Tottenham are depleted in defense, but you still expect them to score, right? Surely they get a goal. I expect Newcastle to win. I know it will be one that I regret. Early kickoff, I'll be like, why have I benched Lewis Hall? Another assist, another clean sheet, third on my bench. I don't know, man. Maybe I'll make a last minute change. For now, let's leave it. Yeah. Going into my midfield, Anthony Gordon starts. I expect points from him. Kopama as well. Salah captain, there's no need to overthink it. He gets a goal or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, Jota, hopefully he can come in and score possibly. So yeah, we don't know, man. Like, if you have 3 Liverpool players, I think you're gonna do well this week, especially if you have like Trent as well or Van Dijk. Because I think Van Dijk is actually the one that I tip to get more points as a defender. Because we are the worst defending team from set pieces. Like, as much as I have given Amarin leeway, but yeah, man, how he's handled the set piece situation, zonal marking, it's shocking, man. Liverpool will hit us. I feel like they'll score a goal or 2 just from set pieces. So it's going to be a long day for us tomorrow. Ollie Watkins, I've kept as vice captain. There is rumors that the Liverpool versus Man United game can possibly be postponed, ladies and gentlemen, because there is some storm coming from today, 4 o'clock UK time, until tomorrow lunchtime. So yeah, in the north of England, and Liverpool is in the north of England. So there's a chance the game gets postponed, just like it was postponed, remember, the Merseyside derby. So I just kept my vice captain to Watkins. So if your captain is Salah, whom I expect that most people who are going to be watching this, their captain will be Salah, I just advise you to put your vice captain on someone else. Don't give it to a Liverpool player. or a United player, but I don't think anyone will be vice captain any United players. Then you got João Philippe Mateta, as I've said about him, he's going to be staying for the long term. He was my favorite pick last season because I owned him in a double game week. So hopefully he pays, but yeah, I don't expect much this week, but hopefully from next week he can return. Isak, yeah, man, not only his returns are good, his minutes are good, he's on penalties, but his numbers are impressive as well. You know, XGI of 0.89, XGI of 1.04, XGI of 1.73, 1.64, 1.02. He's averaged over 1 in the last 5 games, and he's returned how many goals? 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. 7 goals in his last 5 games, 1 assist as well, 2 assists as well, actually. That's actually 8 goals in his last 6 with 2 assists. So 10 returns in his last 6. He won't keep that up, obviously. But today, beautiful fixture against Tottenham. It's not a red fixture, man. It's a 2. It's an easy fixture. You expect Newcastle to score a goal or 2. They are playing well now. Sandro Tonali's finally found his feet after the suspension. He's found a position where he's playing well at number 6. He's playing behind the double 10 there of Joelinton and Bruno G, who I've been rating for so many years. I think he's definitely the best Bruno in the league, that's for sure. He is. Then front 3 of Jacob Murphy. I think he brings so much balance into the team, because as much as you'd say Harvey Barnes is a better player, but he's not suited to play on the right, just like Anthony Gordon is not suited to play on the right. So Jacob Murphy on the right, Anthony Gordon on the left, Alexander Isak and up front. I think, yeah, it's just, yeah, they're playing so well, the Geordies. So I expect them to get a goal or 2. Even if Tottenham find a way to win, they will have to have scored at least 3 or 4 goals if Tottenham are to win to this football match. And then on the bench, Henderson, Amagialo, Munoz, and Hall. Feel free to tell me on the chat, who should I replace Anderson with? Munoz or Hall? Let me go into X, or formerly known as Twitter, to see any team news, maybe some Tottenham team news, or some, what's this? Some Newcastle team news. But I expect Newcastle, they have a fully fit squad, you know. Let's see if there are any early news. Yeah, it does not look like there's any early team news. I mean, for the past 4 weeks, since the United shenanigan that happened, I think it was against Man City, where our team news were leaked the day before, we haven't had early news, if you have noticed, guys. Yeah, I think clubs are trying to, they're trying to see who's spying on, like, they're trying to get rid of the sources in the clubs. It's hard to do that because you don't know where this comes from. It can come from player side. A player tells his family, the family tells someone, and someone tells the world. It can come from the agent side. It can come from physios, or kidmen. When they see the team news, they tell someone. So, yeah, I haven't seen any news, to be fair. I was hoping to see if Tottenham, who's traveled to the Tottenham squad, actually. Yeah, I am seeing nothing. I'm seeing nothing as of yet. Yeah, but I will keep you guys updated if there are any news. But I don't expect a lot of people to have Tottenham team news, and I don't expect a lot of changes from Newcastle, if any. So yeah, that's my team. I'm rolling my transfer, as I've said. I have only played my first chip of the season, which was last week, my first wild card. So I have everything intact. So we have 19 game weeks, and I have 5 chips. So of the 8 of the 19 game weeks, I'll be playing chips. This is where the points are made, ladies and gentlemen. The trick is just being in the touching distance. You know, I'm in the touching distance. I'm not happy with where I am. 421. I could do better, but you know, I'm not too mad about it as well. Yeah, I'm seeing that I might be having issues on my other screen, so I don't know if I'm still live. Give me a thumbs up on the chat, ladies and gentlemen, if I'm still live. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Okay, 5 minutes until deadline. No dilemmas for me. So we can start by going into the predictions. Let me just quickly screen grab this so that I can also share my team on X. Guys, just feel free to join my league, man. Like the link is on the description. When you just go down on this description, you can see the mini league. Join it. Play against me, guys. Simple as just join the league, please. You don't need to enter the code. You just, on the description there, you can just see. Okay, then here is the team, or the teams rather. We can go through the predictions until 1:15 South African time. When the team news are out, then yeah, we can leave it from there, ladies and gentlemen. Spurs against Newcastle. I think this, on paper, which football is not played on paper, should be a win for the Geordies. You know, it should be a handsome victory. I expect them to actually score like 2 or 3, but you never know. You never know. Spurs injuries, man. This reminds me of United last year. Once the injuries hit you, because you have a certain amount of players, right? You have like 12 players, and you have like 8 injured. Once for one that comes, the other goes down. That's just how it is, because you have overworked the players who are available. I just think it's going to be one of those seasons for Spurs. Injury ridden, and yeah, a total write-off for them. So at least we can be in a mud with a team, but Spurs are not a team that I want to be in a mud with, like these are Arsenal's rivals, these are the only team that Arsenal can pick up on, because they can't speak to any team because they have no European pedigree. I just had to get that in there for the Arsenal fans. Newcastle, if we are being honest, they could have scored as much as they wanted at Old Trafford. I think once they scored the 2 goals, they just sat back against us. They allowed us to have the possession. So I wouldn't read much into that. I think they just let us have the ball. We did nothing with it. We did get a few chances when Fabian Schär gifted Rasmus Højlund. Casemiro should have finished an absolute sitter. He didn't eat his dinner. So yeah, they should have considered. With Spurs are taking firepower, so to speak. I think Son is finished. If I'm being blatantly blunt, I think he's finito. But they still have good players in Solanke, who's the ultimate points dodger. But yeah, Brennan Johnson, I think Kulusevski, midfield of Papa Metasa and Besuma, I think. Bentancur is suspended. After being suspended for 7 domestic games for racially abusing Son or racially commenting to Son, he still finds a way to find 5 yellow cards. I don't think he even has 5 starts. Some things are just, speaking of 5 yellow cards, I think the only players who are in danger are from Liverpool because they have played 1 game less. Remember, the threshold is after the 19th game that your club plays. So if you had your likes of Timber, suspended Rogers, they had 1 more game, guys, and they disappointed you guys. So for Liverpool, Cody Gakpo hopefully gets a yellow card, for Jota to play the next one, and Gravenberch. Those are the 2. I don't know from Everton who's on that yellow card threshold, but yeah, I don't think a lot of yous have what's the Everton picks in their team nonetheless. So yeah, I'm expecting a good game. I'm expecting a whole lot of goals, just like there always is in Spurs matches. To be fair, so I will say 4-2, 4-2 to the Geordies. Hopefully, that would be great for me, right? Because Lewis Hall would have considered as I have him third on my bench, and surely Isaac and Gordon would have done some damage by then. So yeah, it's just obviously hopium as well. Then Aston Villa, Leicester. I think we haven't seen Villa without Morgan Rogers. He looks like he's their talisman now. He plays all the minutes. He plays number 10, fantastic ball carrier. Good signing by Villa, actually. I think they signed him from Middlesbrough in January last year. He was in and around the team, but from the start of this season, he's been a mainstay in there. It just shows that even for United, players can be gotten in the championship. Like, you need to, it's like FPL. You need to find the best pick for the future, because you can't do nothing about the past, right? I can't do nothing about the Chris Wood points that I've missed all this time. But is it wise for me to pick Cunha as well? Okay, now he's suspended as well. So yeah, hey, finally Cunha won't hurt me this weekend. But it's like that. You have to play what's in front of you. So I'm hoping that now with Watkins in the team, and surely they get a goal or two. For me, Leicester, of all the teams in the league, are the worst defensively, because they are trying to be what Southampton were under Russell Martin. You're trying to play some football and you don't have the equipment to do that. So it's a recipe for disaster, man. They're very slow center pairing partnership in Conor Cody and Yannick Vestergaard. I mean, even I'm faster. I'm slow, man. I'm literally the slowest person you can come across. But I think I'm faster than those two, mates. So surely there is joy for Villa in there. And surely, hopefully, Ollie Watkins will get 90 minutes. Please get a goal or two, man. Penalties. Pay up the faith in you, Oliver Watkins. I beg of you, sir. Please. Leicester, they actually played well against Man City, if we are being honest. I thought they would play. How they never got anything of that City game is mind-boggling, because they were the better side. One of the craziest stat was that they had the more position than City, I think, in the second half. Of all the things you can have better than City, if you have possession more than them, just goes to tell you how much in the mud they are in. Because every time they score, they think of defending, and they just cannot defend. They want to sit on a 1-0 lead. They tried that against Man United, and it didn't work. So I was shocked what City were doing. Vardy missed 2 sitters. From what I remember, there was a cross from, is it Mavididi? Yeah. Mavididi crossed a beautiful ball there. Vardy missed a sitter from 5 yards. There was a ball from, is it Anionus as well, across the face of goal. Vardy should have tapped it in. He slid past it, I think. So there were goals for there. I genuinely think Leicester can score in this one. So yeah, I think it will be a 3-1 to Aston Villa. Ollie Watkins, all 3. I'll take that. Next game, Bournemouth, Everton. As I've said for months on years now, since I've started streaming here, Bournemouth and Fulham are just so much of good football clubs, mate. Like, they've good managers, mate. What the managers have done on those teams, they're very difficult fixtures for anybody, mate. Anybody. Like, they're just a good team. The thing about them is that when you expect them to win, like today, they might not. As we've seen in previous weeks when they failed to win, against easier teams. But I think they're just a good team. And Danny Iriola has done with them. He's changed the team. That guy came in beginning of last year. He lost like 5 or 6 games, on the verge of being fired. they stuck with him, and what he's done now, I don't see him at Bournemouth next season. I think one of the big teams will take him. He's done very well. He's brought in Kepa as the goalkeeper. He likes playing. He has Kekesh as the left back, and what's a Smith on right back. Centre half, it's Hosen and Zabani now because Senesi is injured. In midfield, they've got good players in there. Like Adam Scott, I think is injured right now, but they have Tyler Adams in midfield. Then in the attacking line, they have good striker like Evan Nelson, who's done pretty well to replace Dominic Solanke. Justin Kluivert is playing some decent stuff this season. He's on penalties. He was suspended last game, so he comes into the team now. I think they also have Antoine Semenyo, who's a mainstay in the team, very good footballer, who's improved and took the talismanic figure as well. I just think Bournemouth are a very, very good team. You know, I like the way they press. I watched them play us at Old Trafford, and boy, did they play us off the park for the past 2 years. They beat us 3-0 twice at OT, man. They're very, very good teammates. I know they're a very small club, but yeah, very, very, very good team. Everton, you know how Son Dykes performs. As I've said, Everton are one of those teams or Sean Dyche teams are one of those that when you least expect them to get something, they can get something. So it wouldn't be a surprise for Everton clean sheet or Everton's comeback a 1-0. That's what Everton feed off. They've went to the Etihad and got a 1-1. They have went to the Emirates and got a 0-0. So when Sean Dyche decides that namhlanje or today there is no clean sheet there is no goal for nobody, they can get a clean sheet. So it's a tough one to call, man. It's a tough one to call. It should be an easy routine Bournemouth 3-0 victory, but these things never happen like this, you know. It's probably going to be a 1-1, you know, or an Everton 1-0. You just never know with these. You can't predict all these. If we could predict all these, we'd be millionaires, right? Because we just predict all these games and their scores. So it's not played on paper. It should be an easy routine Bournemouth victory, but I think it will be a 1-1. That's my final prediction. Crystal Palace versus Chelsea. Yeah. Enzo Maresca is just playing with the team too much sometimes, man. He's making so much changes, even goalkeeping changes, like bringing in Jorgensen. Then you have like 3 right backs and you're still playing actual Dizazi. Then, okay, Tosin has to play because you don't have Buddy Shield and Wesley Fofana, whom Maresca confirmed he'll be out for a long time. Yeah, the kid is injury prone, if we're being fair. He's had 2 ACLs. He's had a hamstring injury that might require surgery now. Wesley Fofana, 86 million. Just because he doesn't play for United, nobody will say anything about that. But let's not forget, he was bought for 86 million sterling pounds as well, right? Then he's also changed up front. He didn't play Jackson. He played Nkunku as well as Madueke and João Felix. So I expect changes now. I expect Pedro Neto to come back into the team. I expect Jadon Sancho to come back into the team as well as Jackson. Then, you know, with that midfield 2 of Enzo and Caicedo. Then Reece James is back, but we know he's going to fall quicker than a fly. Like, nothing against the kid, but the other guy, but he's also gone. His hamstrings are made of, you know, cheese strings, as one Uzi would say. They're made of cheese strings. Yeah. Crystal Palace, good team as well. Not too great this season. They've been on a decent run of form, but they lost like 5-1 to Arsenal. Then they came back to winning ways last week, so good on them. Trevor Chalobah is cup-tied. He's playing his parent club today, so he won't play. I expect Chris Richards to come into the centre half alongside Mark Gay, who comes back from suspension, and Lacroix. I think that's going to be their front back 3. Then wing backs, it's going to be Munoz, obviously, with Tyrell Michel. Then midfield, I expect it to be possibly Jefferson Lerma and Decore. Then it will be a front three of Felipe Mateta. Behind him will be Ebericha Eza as well as Ismail Assar. So I expect goals in this, but Chelsea will put in their strong lineup. So I expect Chelsea to be better than they were against Ipswich. So I will say 2-1 to the Chelsea. Because if they don't win now, it'll be like no wins in 4 Premier League. 3 defeats in a row, or 2 defeats and 2 draws. That's not now looking good. From you being potential title challengers to now family being in the top 4. Like your discussion was looking ahead and thinking, can we do something this season? Can we close the gap on Liverpool? Now you're looking behind you. Sorry, what's this? You got your Newcastles, your Fulham are there, So it's interesting for other teams, except if you're United. Except if you're a United fan. Then Man City versus West Ham. I'm just not convinced with City, man. I thought they were outplayed by Leicester, whom are the worst team in the league for me. Like, they were totally outplayed last week. Yeah, man, it's looking peak for them. Like, surely they signed 3 or 4 players in Jan. They just have to, man. Like, they just have to. I know people are saying they have a lot of injuries. They don't, guys. They actually don't have a lot of injuries. We can go through the injury teams. Like, okay, Rodri's out, right? Oscar Bob is out. But Oscar Bob was not playing the whole of last year. So now why are we going to pretend like it's important? Okay, maybe he was going to be. That's why they sold Julian Alvarez, right? Ruben Diaz, he's been out for a couple of weeks, but he's been playing. They always change their center halves either way, right? Who else is out, guys? Jack Grealish, I mean, he hasn't done anything, man. Like, the guy didn't score a goal, bruh, in the whole of 2024. So we can't be counting people like that who don't contribute anything. Then when they're injured, we start making them to be important players. I know it helps with rotation of the team. When you have someone you can easily rotate, then fresher. But like, they don't have a lot of injuries. It's just Rodri FC. If you were ever in doubt of thinking who deserved the Ballon d'Or, I think this just shows you, mate. I've been saying it, like, Rodri FC for years. Like, they're just Rodri FC, man. So good luck to whoever's going to actually come in and try to replace Rodri as well. Remember, they have Kevin Phillips. Why don't they bought him for like 40 million? Why don't they fetch him from Ipswich? So like, you can't feel sorry for them. They have a 40 million pound midfield playing for Ipswich while he could be playing for them. They bought Mateus Nunes for like 60 million. He's playing on the wing. He's not good enough to play midfield. Gundo is old, mate. Like, I know Gundo has been fabulous for however many years, but now he's not that great, right? Yeah, KDB, he's not fit. Surely he's not fit. His hamstrings are also gone. Yeah, as I've said last, it couldn't happen to a nicer bunch. And all those City new fans, how did that last? How long did that last? Them City new supporters. I've been seeing a lot of City shirts around lately. Okay, not lately, but beginning of the season, end of last season. How about you leaving your previous club to support City and now they're in the mud? Let's see how long you're going to stay there. Hopefully you stay there for long, because don't forget, 115 or 130, should I say. 130 charges, right? Couldn't happen to a nicer club. I can't lie. This lot broke our records. They won the treble now. They won 4 in a row. I can't stand this lot, mate. I can't stand this lot. It couldn't happen to a nicer lot, mate, honestly. And then West Ham, yeah, mate, it's looking peak for them as well. But maybe playing away from home will help. But man, they lost their captain as well, their talisman in Jared Bowen as well. So yeah, it's a perfect fixture for City, if we are being honest, at least. Like, if you pick a team to play when you in the mud as well, it will be West Ham, because Who's going to come in for Bowen now? Okay, I think Crescentine Somerville will play there, right? And it will be Paqueta in the 10 and Kudus on the left, right? So what does he do? They don't have Antonio anymore. But I think Full Crook now is fit to play, surely. Surely it's going to be Full Crook, Kudus, who's not been playing in his favorite position. Maybe the injury to Bowen, it boosts Kudus' peak, appeal, should I say, because he's now going to be playing on his favorite right-hand side, you know. So hopefully for him, that will boost his appeal. But there's only one winner for me here, 2-1 City. I don't think it's going to be as easy and smooth sailing as it should be. It's 1:15 now. So yeah, I'm going to quickly show you guys the team news, because we have Newcastle and Tottenham as the early fixture. So yeah, let's see if me putting Lewis Hall at third bench, is it a regret? Is it a regret? The team news are out. I'll start with the Geordies. I think I will stop sharing this, then I can easily share my Twitter page. While we are that, ladies and gentlemen, just feel free to like my video, subscribe to my channel. We're still here. We're going nowhere. We're just getting started. You know how the saying goes. You know? This is the team news for Newcastle. We have Martin Dubravka. Oh, Sven Botsman comes straight into the team, ladies and gentlemen. Straight into the team. So if you Martin Kelly, man, like I honestly, fam, like yeah, honestly, I don't know. If you're Martin Kelly, like you should be like the guy comes from a whole year out. He comes, Fabian Schär is injured. He comes straight into the team. So yeah, that's the team there for me. All my players are there. You got Sven Botsman, who will be playing alongside Dan Ben, then Lewis Hall on the left back, Tino Livramento as the right back, that midfield three of Sandro Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes, and Jolinton behind Isak, Jacob Murphy, and Anthony Gordon. Then the bench, they have Odysseus Vladimos. Then they have Kieran Trippier. They have, what's his name? Pans. What's his name? I forgot. I completely lost his first name. Then they got Osuolo. Then they got Almiron, Martin Kelly, Joe Willock, Sean Longstaff, and Lewis Miley. Remember Lewis Miley, guys? He was like 16-year-old last year, playing all the games for the Geordies while they had all the injuries, and now he can't get a look in, right? Yeah, man. Life is not fair. Let's look at the Spurs. Tottenham get battered everywhere they go. Tottenham get battered everywhere they go. Everywhere they go. Tottenham get battered everywhere they go. Tottenham get battered everywhere they go. Yeah, while I still wait for my page to load. Yeah, no, man, that backline is looking big. It's looking peak. I can't lie, guys. Nah. Austin in goal. Never heard of who Austin is. Then they got Pedro Porro, Ragudrugun, Gray, and Spence. That's just not a good backline, guys. Poor. Like, come on. Surely Newcastle thumped this lot. And in midfield, he decides to play Lucas Bergwijn alongside Papa Metasa. I mean, he's benched Pesuma and Madison and Son. Yeah, Son is finito as well, man. I know that he brings the money for Tottenham. All the South Korean go to the London Stadium or whatever the Tottenham Stadium is called, White Hart Lane. And yeah, it's peak, man. That's this team. I should have just played Lewis Hall. I think I'm going to regret it already. Kulusevski will play on the 10. Brennan Johnson, even Timo Werner, mate. Son is finito. You know, when Timo Werner, like, come on, guys, if there's one player I don't rate, it's Timo Werner. I was Eric Ten Hag out as soon as Timo Werner balled at OT, mate. The guy is awful, mate. I don't want to be like out here and I couldn't play professional football. Who am I to say that Timo Werner is incompetent? But I'll still say it. I can name 10 wingers in South Africa who can do a better job than Timo Werner. But Ange Postecoglou loves his wingers to have pace because he loves them to stick on the wings there, like to be there and have pace. And Son doesn't have that anymore. So the front four is not bad. Man, like, come on, this is just a bad team. Then in goal they have Whiteman, Sergio Reguilon, then they got Dorrington, Hardy, then Yves Bissouma, James Maddison, Olusesi, then Son and Darby Lancashire. So I expect the Geordies to feast, man. Like, surely the Geordies are gonna feast here, right? Yes, let's go back to my final predictions before I end the stream. Before we end the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are. Then Southampton versus Brentford, right? Southampton versus Brentford is the one that follows. I think this should be a win for Brentford, but like, surely, man, Southampton get something. Surely they get something, man. You know, surely they get something in that if they are to stay up. We know Brentford are good at home, but there's this narrative that Brentford are good at home. Who have they played at home? They've played all 8 teams beneath them at home, right? The first time they played Forest and Arsenal, they lost. So now all the good fixtures will be away, and now all the bad fixtures will be at home because their next 2 home games are Liverpool and Man City. After they've played number 2 in Forest and number 3 in Arsenal. So maybe fortunes will change for them. But prediction-wise, I will say, let me just go 1-1, man. Like, surely Southampton gets something from this. Then the late fixture, 7:30 kickoff. It's Brighton Hove and Albion at the Amex taking on the Arsenal. They played well without Saka. We know that Saka is their main player, man. They gonna encounter games where they won't get goals because even with Saka, they struggle to score against Everton. So without him, there's gonna be games where they don't do well. Brighton maybe need this type of fixture because they've had easier fixtures and they couldn't get any change from that. Maybe they need these difficult fixtures where they can sit back and the better team has the ball and they try to punish them with the counter-attacking of João Pedro there. Possibly now Jorginho Rutte comes into the team because I don't know why he's been playing a lot. All of a sudden, past 4-5 game weeks since Welbeck got injured, Rutte has not been playing. They've been playing Adingra and Mitoma on the wings. So surely, Jorginho Rutte comes in to the team for them. Arsenal, I expect a few changes as well. I think Thomas Partey has been their best midfielder. Every time he's played in midfield, they've played well. I expect some disruption in that because Timber's injured. I mean, not injured, he's suspended. So I expect Partey to go to right back. And then in midfield, it will be possibly Declan Rice alongside maybe Havertz and Odegaard. And then it will be Jesus with Martinelli and Trossard up front. I think that's how the team will line up. Calafiori will be left back as always now. Lewis Miles Kelly has played well, but I don't think he's going to get any minutes or as much minutes as people would expect now that Calafiori is back. Arsenal should have enough to win this football match. Defensively, for me, they are best defense in the league. The stats say that even though they don't have the most clean sheets, I just think the way they control games, at times they can be boring, but that doesn't mean, like, even the great City sides of previous years would be boring because they would control the game by just having possession. They can just kill the game by just boring the game after they score. You expect Arsenal to score at least from a set piece, set piece again, ole, ole. That's how they say now. Shameless Stoke City FC. So I think the set piece again will come in handy for them. So I think it will be 2-1 to the Arsenal. Sunday fixtures, Fulham, Ipswich. As I've said, Fulham, very good team. This is where you expect them to win 2 or 3-0, but that doesn't work like that. Fulham got a 0-0 against Southampton, I think 2 game weeks ago. So I think it will be a 2-1 to Fulham. Harry Wilson will score again. He seems to have scored more goals with his head than anybody this season, man. Every time I watch a Fulham game, Wilson scores with his head. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Yeah, nothing much to cover from that. Ipswich, I like Liam Delap. I think he had the Chelsea defense on toast, man. It was not a pen, like that penalty. Man, these are referees, mate. I don't understand, man. That you say you don't want to influence the referee's decision by doing nothing at times. You actually influencing it because the referee clearly got it wrong. If you stick by his decision, then what's the point of you being there, guys? I don't understand, man. Like, I don't understand. These referees, mate, like all of them, they just rubbish. Then the demolition derby, the Mo Salah derby, Anfield. The only thing that will save Man United is the weather. Hopefully, it rains tomorrow in Merseyside with storm and everything, and the game is postponed. Or maybe as a United fan, I should want the bettering now. Because imagine if the game is postponed, it will be like the Premier League to reschedule it in game 37 and Liverpool to win the league against United and to lift it against United, for the storyline. So Liverpool just too good, man, too brilliant. But caveat, as I've said with Arsenal last year, they don't have any injuries. They haven't had any significant injuries. I know someone will be like, Kunat has been out, he's back now, right? You'll be like, what's that guy? Conor Bradley's out, but he doesn't play much, Conor Bradley, because Trent is the first choice. Liverpool haven't had injuries. It's nothing bad for them, good on them. But you'd expect these things to catch up on them, surely. They haven't had any injury. Okay, Jota, but they have like other attacking forwards. If they get an injury to Mo Salah or Ryan Gravenberch, but most importantly, if they get an injury to Virgil van Dijk rather, that's when it can be peak for them. Yeah, I think. So they haven't had any injuries, just like Arsenal last year. Arsenal didn't have any injuries and they didn't care what people thought. They were like the best team. So it happens now. It's Liverpool's time. Once they get injuries, it will be playing field because the rest of their rivals have gotten injuries. Saka's he's out for the whole season, man. Let's be honest. Once you get a surgery on the hamstring, it's gone. The kid's hamstring has been overplayed it was coming, this injury. Let's be honest. Predictions, cover your ears, United fans. I will say it will be 8-0. I think they'll want us outscore what they did the 7. I think it will be 8. I genuinely think it will be 8-0. We can score to save a life, guys. It's not like we don't get the opportunities. We do. We got them, even though they were gifted to us. We got the opportunities even against Newcastle. We just don't have the confidence. The confidence is just shot, man. I don't want to talk much about United, guys. As I've said, even when we got Amarem, I'm going to be pessimistic. I'm done with this buying this propaganda. Oh, we are back. Oh, sack the manager. It's the manager's fault. Oh, it's just the one player's fault. We are a mess, guys. We got new owners. We were sold dreams, right? After getting sold dreams, we tried to get a sporting director for Newcastle who was on gardening leave for half the year. And he spent more time on gardening leave than he was at United. He didn't even get the summer transfer window because he was gone by now. Like, he got to United end of August. Who signed these players? Like, I know Joshua Zexi was booed, but let's be honest, is he good enough? Nowhere near good enough, mate. It's not hindsight. He can't trap a football. Rasmus Højlund, 72 million. We think he's the future. Is he? Garnacho, he's been poor for months on years. He runs with his head down. He can't beat a man. And now that Ten Hag is not here, confidence is shot. Marcus Rashford has been terrible for 2-3 years now. I've been saying the guy's in disgrace. He has been a disgrace at Manchester United. I've never met a footballer who thinks they are so much privileged like Marcus Rashford, man. Like he thinks he's doing us a favor by playing for us, man. He's been rubbish, mate. Rubbish. I'm glad he's being exiled, mate. He needs to leave. 350 pounds on that guy. What are we doing here? We gave Bruno a new contract. The guy had 2 years plus an option. We give him more money. He was not wanted by anybody, mate. Nobody wanted Bruno. He threatened to leave. Leave. Where can he go, man? He's almost 31. He's 30, 31. Where can he go? Where he'll make an impact? Only at United. Because why we let him do this rubbish, where we give him the ball to shoot from ridiculous angles, where he can't beat a man off a corner for the past 4 years. The whole lot of them. I know we are thirsty to want someone to do well. We're going to overhype Kobe Manu. The kid is young. Now he's naked. 6 months, he played Euros, everything. Now he looks like a shell of himself. It was Amad Diallo, 2 game weeks. He's the next big thing. Now he's getting marked by 4 players. Lisandro Martinez, don't get me started on that guy. I've been his biggest advocate. I was like, why are they ridiculing this guy for his height and all? But Lisandro Martinez is nothing short of, oh man, get the guy out of the club as well, mate. He looks like little man. You know when they say little man, that's what they say. You bring little man to big boy fights. 5'7" center half. While other guys are big man. Gabriel, Saliba, looking to the other teams, even Mikalankovic, Murillo, that's Nottingham Forest. Liverpool have Kunate, Van Dijk, big boy. Huh? You want a Bamba? Big man, fam. Come on, mate. I'm done. I'm done protecting these players, man. They don't protect themselves. The guy likes to backheel every time they cross a ball. Backheels. What are you backheeling for? That's what he did against Spurs in the final. I know that Bandia will take the blame. Martinez was at fault for the other goals, mate. He was at fault for the first goal for Isak. Free header. He just wants to pass him to... he's hiding there. Is he hiding, or maybe he's just not visible? Nah, man. Get Taiwan Lannister out of there, mate. Get him out as well. Butcher. He's fell into this butcher trap where we go Argentina and we come on, mate. These players are like they win a game against City. Onana and Ahmad are there on social media. They're dancing now. Onana chilling on top of Bernardo Silva. Rasmus Højlund, violets are blue. Manchester is red. The Oscar goes to who? Who does it goes to? It goes to you because you're a wrestler, fam. I'm done, mate, with this team. I'm done protecting these guys. Onana, awful. Out the club, mate. Doesn't matter. Cut your losses. The thing about us, we want to bring 4 players in the summer, take 4 out. Then we wait another year, 4 players. That won't work out. You need to cut your cost, mate. Cut your cost. Rip up contracts. Arsenal have ripped up contracts. Ozil contract was ripped up. Aubameyang contract was ripped up. You need to rip up these contracts. You need to take out 7, 8, 9, 10 players, a transfer window. Even if you bring 3 or 4, but you've taken out those people so that if you bring new people, they are not with those people. The same old people. How many people have we taken out of the club? But we still have Bruno, we still have Marcus Rashford as our main guys. Highest paid players in the club. It does not make sense. It does not make sense. You need to get rid of these players. Even Luke Shaw. You need to get rid of the guy, mate. I've been his biggest advocate. Get rid of the man. I'm telling you now, Michael Antonio will play before Luke Shaw. That's just how it is. Now he's on social media. I see he's doing some TikTok things, like just pathetic, man. Pathetic. Like man, just end the season, man. End the season. Let's get back to winter and watching some rugby, man. Because like, what are we doing here, man? Right? Then yeah, as I've said, 8-0 Liverpool. Then Wolves versus Forest. Yeah, Matheus Cunha injured. I did say he's injury prone, guys. As much of a good player he is, Matheus Cunha is injury prone. I was surprised that he hasn't been injured this season. I know he's suspended, but trust me, he's injured because he was out at halftime. He was not gonna. But with that being said, he's a terrific footballer, mate. What he did to Man United the other day, I don't think I've seen any United player do that to any team in the previous however many years. Like, I know you can get your penalty, you can get your free kick. I'm talking about you taking the game by the scruff of the neck, beating players, like entertaining us. With all that being said, football is entertainment, mate. It's entertainment. We want to see people Cruyff 10, beat pass. Like, we don't even have a player that can beat man, Cunha. Absolutely. He was even scoring from a corner, he said. I didn't know that scoring from a corner is called is it elastico? I had to find out that because of Man United. We conceded from 2 corners in 2 weeks. I didn't know what it's called. I think it's called elastico or something like that. We had to find out that because of Man United. He was scoring from corners, Cunha. So yeah, him not being there, I think it's advantage Forest. Nuno Espirito Santo goes back to his former club. Forest, they've been doing well, but like, come on, they're not scoring enough. I know they're not conceding a lot, but like, how many times are you going to win by the odd goal? So yeah, but I think they win this football match 1-0. 1-0 Forest, mate. That's it for my prediction, ladies and gentlemen. My team is locked. Yeah. Thank you very much for those who've been watching. While we're leaving the stream, make sure just give it a like, guys. Give it a like, leave a comment, even holla to the OG Ofentse. So just say hello, ask me anything from, Yeah, I'm going to be out as well, just watching some football today. I'm actually been watching cricket, as I've said in the beginning of the stream. Maybe I will continue with that. Hopefully, Ryan Rickleton and Carl Farina are still in the crease. Yeah, that's it from me, guys. I can quickly go through the teams of my mini leagues. That's if the game is now open again. Okay, it is. It actually is open, ladies and gentlemen. So I can go through other people's teams for a bit. I'm leading the top manager mini league by 31 points, but these things can change quickly. And then number 2 is Suhail Mohammed. Let's see his team this week. Okay, the FPL hasn't updated. I think it just unlocked because even on my points and my team, it still shows this week's fixtures. So maybe if I Vache Biki, it will change. Yes, it has. Okay, I can just fix my bus team for next week. Lewis Hall comes into the team, that's for sure now. I think Munoz comes straight into the team, that is for sure. And I think Amajalo comes into the team for Jota. But this will be subject to change, obviously, closer to deadline. Because remember, guys, saving your transfer is important. We have a lot of double game weeks coming. Assistant manager chip is coming, right? So we need to save transfers, guys. You need to save transfers. They will be more valuable now. So, and don't make any transfer. Remember that the next game from now will be midweek after next weekend. So in like 10 days time, we will have had the Carabao fixtures in, right? The first leg of the semi-final and the FA Cup. This will also help us with knowing the FA Cup draw. So after this, don't make no transfer, guys. Just Wusa, let the cup team games play so that we know where we are. So yeah, this is how my team will be lined up for now. I have 2 fringe transfers. I'm also going to be rolling the other week. I think I'll be captaining someone outside Salah. I think it will be Isak. I think, but it's still 10 days from now, so we'll see. Let me see if it is updated for the mini leagues. I can shout out my Mandem. That site. Okay, updated. I see Suhail Mohammed has made no transfer, so it looks. Is Captain Salah like anyone? Dilep, Raul. Yeah, no, man. But he is doing well, so who am I to criticize? Yeah, that's his team. Then you have Ryan Poli at number 3 there. Leno in goal. Josko Vadiol, Antonio Robinson, Dalot at United. Could he have played anyone? He could have played Porro. I know both will concede, but he could have played Porro, man. Especially as a Liverpool, having 3 Liverpool attackers, right? You play Porro because you have no Newcastle. But yeah, James Maddison is on the bench for him, so that's not good. Mbumo, Havertz was ill, so yeah, it's a decent team. Then we get Cabello Kumalo. Let's see his team. He's played his triple captain. Ladies and gentlemen. Wow. He's Captain Mo Salah. Yeah, you understand where he comes from, but guys, there's double game weeks. If you don't have a triple captain, if you have a triple captain like me, save it for double game weeks. I'm not saying that's where you'll get more points, but there's more chances of you getting more points because it's 2 game weeks in one. So yeah, but yeah, I'm predicting 8-0. So Salah can easily score 4 or 5. So good on him. He has Sanchez, Gabriel, Kekesh, and Dean. And he's got Palmer, Kulu, Mbumo, Salah, Isak, Jesus, Solanke. So yeah, I think he's transferred out Cunha for Jesus and he's brought in Ilanga for Rogers. He could have easily benched Rogers because he's just suspended for 1 game, right? But let's go on to another one. Kulu, Makamba. Let's see his team. Alisson Becker, Josko Vadiol, Trent Hall, Robinson, good. Then Sa Odegaard pick, man. I took him out straight away. He's a useless FPL pick. But Jacob Murphy, that's a good differential. Palmer Salah. So he's playing 1 forward. He's playing João Pedro. I probably would have played João Pedro ahead of Hall, but yeah. Yeah, I probably would have done that. Who else? Let me go in. Then Lisiba. How's Lisiba doing? He's got Pickford in goal. Ola Enya, good pick. He's got double Forest defense. Okay. That's a nice differential. He's got a triple up in Liverpool with Salah, Luis Diaz, and Trent. He's got Rice, who's on set pieces, not too bad as well. Especially if, but he's going to play 6, right? Because Thomas Partey will be playing right back. But we'll see. I can shout out a few more. Katleho Motou, Siketla, man like Siketla. Let's see your team. You got Alisson as well. A lot of people have triple up Liverpool, which is good, man. Like, I'm going to regret that. Good team, this actually. Saliba, Walker, Garnacho. Yeah, mate. You have to sell Garnacho. There are better picks than Garnacho. He doesn't play anymore for us. So that's only my criticism there. Yeah, that's it, guys. That's it. Nothing that I need to add. So yeah, thanks, guys. Remember, next deadline is Tuesday, a week from, in 10 days' time. You see, Tuesday the 14th. Because we have Carabao Cup semi-finals during the week. The next weekend is FA Cup weekend. Don't make early transfers. This will help us as well, guys. Remember, it will help us with knowing where we are. Like, who's made it to the round 4. This will help us with future blank game weeks. Remember, the further you make it to the FA Cup, the more chances you have a blank game week in 29, because that's the FA Cup quarterfinal weekend. So yeah, It's been over an hour online. So thanks, ladies and gentlemen. Internet didn't do me bad this weekend. So yeah, I get to stream my full hour. So yeah, I'm happy. Cheers, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.